Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought that I would do a Moleskine and Stalogy update and just flip through and show you guys what I've been doing for the last couple of months and weeks. So a lot of you know that I used a passport for my EDC, and I do have a update to what I'll be using for year 2022. But for this video, I just wanted to talk about my current EDC, which is being housed in an A6 Stalogy, which is housed in a A7 Moterm Pocket Versa. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I will go through my Moleskine first because I feel like this is the one that I haven't shown in a while, and I recently just showed my Stalogy. So we'll go through this one first. I did have a cover on this. It was being housed with two other notebooks, a Leuchtturm 1917 A5 journal, and also a small A5 Moleskine Cahier booklet. I still have the Cahier booklet that I just have attached to like the inside via this. So really it's not any attached. I just really wanted to have a notebook for notes because this planner does not allow extra pages for notes. And also I took the cover off because this is probably the first planner that I've used in quite a while that I just genuinely love the way that it feels without a cover. I don't know if it's just because it's like a soft cover and it's like this strap just really helps. But I really do like this without a cover. I do wish that it had a pen holder, but these little pen holder, these leather ones you can get from Amazon. I literally bought mine from Amazon. They were relatively inexpensive. So this is an 18-month Moleskine daily planner. And I started this back in July when I had given birth to my son, and I had these grand intentions to use this generally for him. So journaling about him every day. Now I still journal about him in here, so it will be things in here that he can later look at along the lines. But I also have started just doing basic journaling in here because I don't really consider this more of a planner per se. It's more of like memory keeping, and occasionally I will throw in, some serious stuff. But I have fun in this, and yeah. So couple of cons that I will say about this planner. So although this is an 18-month planner, like I said, I would appreciate a month on 2 pages. But so far, for the time frame that I've used it and been in it, I really have grown to love this planner. I've really grown to love the Moleskine products in general, and I think I've talked about my love for Moleskines and the paper and their planners and the notebooks. I talk about that because I really do feel like it's just a good alternative to something more expensive like, a Hobonichi per se. These are relatively inexpensive notebooks, although they are a little bit on the pricier side in terms of like, $18 for a book, specifically speaking, like the expanded, and even pockets are a little expensive, but this is way cheaper than what you would pay for a much more higher end book like a Hobonichi, as I mentioned. So really love the Moleskines. I went ahead and added some tabs for the new year. So I did get some questions. I did a live, I want to say it was last week, I don't know. I didn't know how to save the live or how to upload the live correctly. So I think that I may have accidentally deleted it because I don't see it anymore. But I still see like a little bit of like the details of the video, but I don't see it anymore. I don't know if that made any sense, but I don't see the video anymore. And so I did a live and I was asked like what was my 2022 planner. So although I'm not going over everything that I'm using for next year in this video, you can definitely count that this book will be a part of that lineup. So I went ahead and tabbed out all of the months for the following year. So I've already done an extensive flip of this book on my channel. These are just pages that I don't genuinely use or use at all for most part. I was playing around with this timetable section. They give you like 2 pages, so technically 4 sheets, or 4 sheets, like 3 pages worth of, like this timetable sort of a thing. I really didn't understand how to use this, and I was playing around with it a little bit, but reality is there are a bunch of useless pages within the Moleskine planners that I really could care less for. Although I do think that they have some very useful stuff like international sizes. I live in Germany right now, and I just bought a bunch of clothing and a brand new coat. And I kid you not, having this for international sizes is so convenient. I cannot tell you how many times I really just don't know what the sizes are here. And I've been living here for a little over 3 years, almost 3 years completely. But that's neither here or there. So yeah, I did a flip of this, and I know that there are people on my channel who have seen, like this flip. This is July, and I talked about, like how this book started out for me and how I really didn't appreciate or like the Moleskine planner because I really didn't understand this layout. So the Moleskine planner has a layout similar to a Stalogy. If you have used a Stalogy, then you're going to be able to use a Moleskine dated planner. And the reason why I say that is because just like in the Stalogy, it has these really, really, really faint times on the left-hand side of every page except for Sunday. Now, I do appreciate that they made Sunday a page of its own and that it's not being shared with Saturday, because a lot of the European planners, I've come to realize, they split the weekends or they don't include Sundays. So yeah, I really do appreciate that. But if you've used a Moleskine, or I'm sorry, if you've used a Stalogy, then you would be able to use a Moleskine very easily. The dates are there for you to see, but they're very small and they're in the corner, and you can almost throw a sticker over them and not pay them any attention at all. So I have come to really, really, really appreciate and love the Moleskine planner, and I just think that this has become my planner of the year. It's something that I really enjoy using. It's something that I like to take with me. So prime example about those dates being really small, I threw a sticker over this and just cut the excess off that was hanging over the edge, and this just looks like a page that you just decorated out of any old notebook. So I really, really think that I have found peace within something that I just like. I like the Moleskine brand. And what I like most is that it's not just available here in Germany, it's available in the States too. So when we do go back to the States, I'll still be able to use these products and not have to pay, extremely large amounts of money for customs or, things like that. I won't have to search high and low for this product. So I like that. I also like the daily layout. Now, I had looked at the weekly layout and was really considering getting the Pocket Weekly with notes. And part of me would like to do that, but another part of me just enjoys creating my own weekly, mainly because I just feel like none of the weekly layouts that I have used or have lying around somewhere in my office, they just don't suit my needs. They don't work um, long term for me. They might work for that moment, but at some point they stop working. So I found it more useful to just create my own weekly spreads. But in terms of the dailies, I really, really enjoy using the Moleskine for that. So if you've picked up any hints as to what my 2022 system will look like for next year, then you've probably hinted at I probably have a bunch of Moleskines. And I will just say that I do have a Moleskine pocket, which I shared in a video sometime on my channel. So if you saw that video, then you know that's one thing that I will be using for the following year. And I have a little bit of time today, so right after this video is filmed, I'm going to go ahead and do my 2022 part 1 video, because I don't have everything that I will use for next year, but I have just about all of the planning / journal material that I'll be starting out the year with. So I'll go ahead and share that. You can see how much I've come to enjoy the Moleskine. Like I said, it is really a fun planner to use. You really can make this anything that you want it to be. I have fought so hard this year with my systems. I was in rings, and I loved rings. I love rings. But right now, I'm really not into rings as much, and even gone as far as consider selling all of my ring binders, because I really just don't like hoarding individual inserts anymore. I think and have found it to be so much more convenient and so much more easier to just archive one book and then slab a date or a year on it and label it as, weekly, year 2020 or year 2021. So, yeah, just I really have come to love just using a bounded system, and I've learned along with using a bounded system that if you're going to make changes in your book often, that you probably need to invest in a friction pen. So I went ahead and I got a multi-color friction pen, and I've been using that whenever I do like serious planning and dates are, they may change. So whenever I didn't really do anything in this book, I didn't really worry about, and here's a to-do list that I just never completed the check boxes or the checks to see if I completed everything. I did one and didn't bother with the rest. But whenever I wasn't really in this book, like I mentioned, I'm not in my planners. I think I mentioned this in a video or maybe a live. I would be lying if I said that I was in my planners every day, and I'm not, and this is a reflection of that. Sometimes I'm just using one system, one book. Other times I'm using both because I journal in one, but I back up information and memory keep in it. And then the other one is more on the lines of, where everything lies. But when I'm not using it, I will go back and I will just, put something there on those pages that I didn't use at all, just so that they didn't look awkwardly blank. But when I don't use it, I don't stress. And that's the beauty of having a book like this with so so many pages and dates because you literally can keep going, and that's what gives the book character. So I think that's what I'm loving more so than rings, is that a book can hold so much character, and when you use these pages, they start to fill up with memories, and the pages crinkle and the book grows, and it's just a satisfying feeling when you can see that happening over time. So, like I said, whenever I don't use it, I don't fret. I don't stress out about, these blank pages are all over the place. I don't try to be extremely neat. Sometimes, spreads don't come out the way that I want them to. Like this particular journaling didn't come out the way that I really, really want it to, but it still looks really good and I'm not complaining about it. But it is what it is. And I have just grown to love just being simple and not having so many things going on with my planning and journaling. So, there is a journal that I keep for, like more intimate writing, more personable writing. This, like I said, I journal a lot about like family, memories, and of course my son's 1 year memories go in here. So right now he's currently 4 months and 2 weeks. So his memories are filling up these pages when I do, like journal on these sheets. A lot of it is memory keeping. I always have like a to-do list. I like to rewrite my to-do list. Sometimes when I write my list in here, it jogs my memory when I do my list in my A6, that I've definitely forgotten something on this list. So writing it twice does kind of help in a sense. But I don't like, like double planning. I've just come to the conclusion that I really just want to use one notebook, one journal, one system. And yeah, so I'm just checking really quick. You guys looked blurry a little bit. Okay. You guys looked a little bit blurry, so I wanted to make sure that you guys weren't blurry and that everything was still going as smoothly. So I have a schedule, so I split the page into 2 sections. And I didn't mention this in this video, but I split the pages into 2 sections. So one section is the schedule, and then one section is the to-do. If I do not use the to-do section, I will journal. If I do not use the scheduling section, I will journal and then do my to-do. If none of that happens, then I will just memory keep the things that I did. So for instance, Saturday, November 6th, I had coffee around 8:30. And then I got a package of Happy Mail, which one lovely subscriber, my subscribers, you guys are so awesome. The ones that send me things, I love you guys. Like, you make me so happy when I get like these very nice gifts, and I never expect anything from anyone, but when I receive like just mail in general from you guys, and then you guys include these letters or these notes inside, it just makes me so happy. Like, I get really, really happy to read the letters and to go through all the goodies. I actually keep those letters that you guys include, and I put them in my scrap journal. So I have another journal that is very personable that I do not share on social media at all. I collect movie stamp tickets. I collect all kinds of things. And then when I get time, I sit down and I put all of that stuff into that book, and I write about, like how this item or how this day made me feel. So I keep all of that stuff as, just happy memories. And so, yeah, so I did, like a little memory keeping on this page, and I journaled about, the week on Sundays. So every Sunday, I would have journaled something. So for this week, for this Sunday, I journaled something, and this Sunday, I journaled something. This is this current week, although this week is literally over, um, I did my usual planning. So to-do lists and then like a schedule of things that were happening. So I love, again, this goes back to my love about the Moleskines, is that you can literally make this planner to suit your needs, although it is dated. And I really don't like having too many dated things. I've said multiple times this year that having dates for some things work, and being very flexible and not having dates is even better, because then you can go in and make it truly yours. But for whatever reason, I have found the Moleskine to be just such a versatile planner, even with the dates included, because like I said, they're very, very small. You can cover them up with a sticker if you want to, or you can white them out. You can do whatever, and you can completely ignore them and just use this as a regular lined notebook. It's 18 months, so it's pretty hefty. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty hefty. It's not really going to fit comfortably in any A5 cover that you may have, because it's not that true A5 size. It's a little slimmer, so maybe A5 slim. But if you can get this into a cover, it would be really nice to just have this and maybe this small Cahiers book included, because that's your whole system, and then you can always just re-interchange the Cahiers books as you fill them up. But whenever I want to use this as a real planner, I do. And so that would include like my to-do list and maybe some things that are happening during that time. So for instance, I had a couple of packages. I timed when they were coming. I had a Instagram post that I really wanted to get done, so I put what time. And then there are days when I switch up the layouts a little bit, and I'll split my days into morning routine, after an evening, and then I'll put them in boxes like this and then write down everything that I want to accomplish within those hours. So I love this system so much. It has become truly the best thing that I have gotten into and purchased. I contemplated all last year on getting this, and then I decided not to get it. And then I went ahead and gotten it this past April and was so eager to start it. And really, what influenced me to get the Moleskine was Monique Smith on YouTube. She really goes to town with her notebooks, and I love the way that she just does whatever she wants. And that's what makes it so fun to watch, is because you literally just see her be her in her videos. And she kind of inspired me to just purchase a Moleskine, because she talks about the Moleskine. She was the first person I saw on YouTube to use the Moleskine Expanded. I know she wasn't the first person to use that book, but she was the first person that I saw using it. So she influenced a lot of my purchases for the Moleskines, whether she knows that or not, but she really did. And it was a good influence. I'll say that. It really was a good influence, because I've had so much fun using this book. And it is exactly like she said, like the lined paper is so nice. The paper in general is just so nice. So yeah, that is my Moleskine Cahiers booklet flip, or planner flip. I have this Moleskine Cahiers, what is this? This Moleskine Cahiers book. And like I mentioned, it was just being connected by this pen clip up against this folder. In the folder, I do keep like a ruler, which I separate my pages with, straight lines, and then I keep some flags and just the stuff that the Moleskine comes with. I never take them out of the pockets anyway. I haven't gotten a chance to use this. I was going to use it this month, but ended up not using it this month because I just don't have time with our 4-month-old. I don't have time to sit and think about spreads, but I wanted to use this for weekly and tracking and some other things that I wanted to keep note of. And so when I get a chance, I will probably set it up for December. But I bought these because they're like the perfect size notebook to like just tuck back here. And you can even do the small field note size ones also that will fit in the pocket, and then you won't have to worry about this whole clipping it to the planner itself. But I don't mind clipping it. And yeah, I'm just gonna put this back on here, move some stuff out of the way because I know it's like preventing me from clipping this on here. But I wanted to give you guys like the update with my Moleskine because I just find it so satisfying and so pleasing to flip through all the pages, and thought that that would be very interesting to see how I've used this and what I'm doing in this even now without a case. And also, I got these tabs. I don't know if the camera really picks up on them too well, but I got these tabs from Amazon, and they were like a pack of 10, and they had different colors, and they are like faux cloth kind of tabs. Very, very, very sticky, but yeah, that's the Moleskine. So in terms of like my everyday carry or like my go-to pen, so, or not pen, planner. What? So, I think that the system that I've kind of created in here is like it doesn't match with any of the things I've done this year. Now, I mentioned some time back I used Stalogy in rings, which I really, really enjoy. That was such a joy to use. And I do think that if I am going to use a ring bound system ever again, I think I would stick to cutting out Stalogy paper and using it as a bullet journal in rings just so I can move the pages around. But outside of that, I don't believe that I will ever purchase inserts again other than the monthlies, maybe appointment sheets, and maybe a food journal or a meal planning insert at most. Outside of that, I don't think that I'll purchase weeklies and dailies anymore because they just never suit my needs long term, and over time I just end up wasting money on those things. So this first booklet was supposed to be miscellaneous, and I'm not going to flip through it because there's nothing in it. I literally set this up with intentions for miscellaneous things, and there I don't really need it at this moment, but it makes this planner fit so much better because this cover is kind of chunky, too chunky for this itty bitty Stalogy. So it's just here. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't, but it's just here, and it's a gridded book. And if anyone ever wanted to know what the pages look like, that's what it looks like. It's just a gridded book, and it's very similar to the Moleskine grid as well. Pages or paper, I don't know. I think I was losing my train of thought there. But the paper, I think, is like an 80 GSM. So it's not super thick, but it's not super thin either. It's like that in between normal. But that's neither here or there. So this is my Stalogy. And this, I've already kind of done a flip of this as well. This is just some jelly. It was part of a jelly binder, like a holographic jelly binder. And literally all I did was cut that binder up. And you can find binders like that on Amazon, and you can use them for projects like this. So I highly encourage people to start creating some of their things. You will learn to appreciate some of the things you create when you use your own stuff or when you make your own stuff. Not saying that not to buy from shops, but I do find it very satisfying to create my own things from time to time. So anyway, this is my Stalogy. And I don't know, it has become like the best thing that I've ever used this year. When I first started using Stalogies earlier this year, uh, in terms of with the MD, I couldn't understand the hype of a Stalogy. To me, it was regular paper, just a lot thinner. I do like it in comparison to the Zequins notebook, and I actually have a Zequins. So I fell in love with the Zequins, one, because of how thick this book is, and it's a pocket. So it's very easy to put in a bag, and everyone talked about how thick the Stalogy is, and it is. It's a thick notebook for a little notebook. But the Zequins has more pages than the Stalogy. But the downside to it is the grid is not as um, faint as the Stalogy, and the paper isn't as thin or as great as the Stalogy paper. So, I mean, those are the downsides when using the Zequins. But I do love the Zequins notebook as well. And this stemmed because I really wanted to try the Stalogy because everyone was comparing it to the Zequins at the time. Now, Zequins is a good book too, but there's going to be some bleed through and some ghosting on this paper. Like here, there's some bleed through. I don't know if that picks up, but there's some bleed through. But this is a really, really fun booklet to even do this too. So that's really where this stemmed from. So tried out the Stalogy again in rings and really loved using it. And really all that I do in here and all that I've ever done in the Stalogy is use it for to-do lists and adding stickers. I really love the faint of the grid. I do wish, and now that I'm looking at it because I have both together, I do wish that the grid was just as small as the Zequins grid, because the Zequins grid is really tiny. I think 5 mm or 0.5. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I really do wish that the grid was the same size as the Zequins, but it's not. And actually, it really doesn't even matter because it's so faint anyway that you can't even see it. So I stuck through each month with doing this week at the top with a this week section, a notes, weekly tracker, and dinner. This layout is everything, okay? This layout is everything and then some. I really enjoy doing a weekly with notes. That has become like my comforting when it comes to like a weekly. I really enjoy that because there are things that happen throughout the week or things that I would like to remind myself for the week that I don't necessarily need to put in a day. So I really enjoy that. I also enjoy just having a basic tracker for all of my medications because to do it during the day, I can't see if I've taken something yesterday or not. So to just have it as like a weekly or in a weekly, it makes it so much easier to have it included in a weekly versus to have it in a daily spread. And I like this week's section too because it's like bullet points of, okay, this, and this is happening this week. So I've learned to minimize a lot of the unnecessaries that I was doing and just make it very simple and straightforward, and have been super happy with that ever since. I have these little notepads. I had taken out there used to be a financial book in here. I took that out and put this in here, which is just a basic little pad. This is actually for one of the binders that I have. I have a pack of these, but I took one out of the pack and put it in here because I really don't I have sticky notes, but I have them scattered all over the place that I don't have time to look for them. And sometimes these are just really easy because I can make lists and I can tear off the paper and do whatever. And then when I want to tape it in, I could just use washi tape. But anyway, I use those little jot pads for like extra to-do list or notes or anything, really. And it's really, really thin, so you can actually see right through this paper. So again, I like that. And yeah, I use this in reference to like, um you know, my other planners, and things like that. This really is a convenient planner in size, and um, the bullet journaling system has been so great. I look at older bullet journals that I've done in the past, like the A5 bullet journal I did last year, and maybe I'll do a comparison as to what changed from last year and this year to kind of see if I've stuck to like my way of planning. But honestly, I don't think that it's nowhere near the same as last year. I think last year I did more of the unnecessary than I've done this year. And this year has been straightforward. So always a to-do list, always notes, always little reminders. I like to see things on a page. I like to see a page with everything that has happened in my mind. So everything that I'm thinking pretty much. I like to see it laid out on that page so I can look at it and say, okay, this tells me to remind husband about something, and then I can see like what little notes I might have for the day. So like, okay, today I need to take, pictures for this, and then I can look at my to-do list and I can say, okay, I need to wash this, blah blah blah. And then as I do it, I can cross it out. And then if at the end of the day I go through this list again and I say, okay, so what did you do? Because I don't actually look at my planner multiple times throughout the day. I used to, but I found it very repetitive. So instead, I will make a to-do list for the day. I will check the to-do list and try to work off of memory. But if I do forget, then I do just happen to open it. I do carry it around with me, but I don't always open it. And I'll just open it up and I'll just glance at it and say, okay, I got to do this. And then I'll see reminders, and those will jog, like remind husband to do this or remind to get that. And then at the end of every night, I will sit down and I will cross things out, and then I will write little signifiers to didn't do, move Saturday, and then like if I didn't do it at all, it just says nope. And yeah, it's a very basic system, but it's a system that is reliant and it works. I've used minimal stickers in here. And yeah, I really like using this Friction 4-color OS pilot pen. I need to buy refills in blue, green, and red, but I do have the black refills, and I really love this. This pen has been a lifesaver in terms of being able to change plans frequently without, entirely destroying a page. I am also learning to just be, okay with a page not being perfect, because planning isn't perfect anyway, and why does it always need to look perfect every single time? So I don't intend to make it extremely perfect. Legible, yes. Neat, yes. But it's not going to be perfect every single time, and that's also the beauty. And I also have gotten into the habit of just using whatever pen that I can pretty much get my hand on, mainly because it gives character to the book anyway, and that's what makes flipping through a bullet journal so fun, is because you see all the colors and all the stickers and all of the things that you've created. And yeah, here we are on this day. So like I said, if I need a spread to fit my needs, I just go ahead and create it. And that's the beauty of a bullet journal. And I think that is why I have been in a bounded system since pregnancy has been over. Pregnancy was here. I had a lot of things going on. I didn't have time to sit here and do this. And honestly, if I had just done just a date, I could have done this throughout pregnancy, but I had so much going on that I really did need to have those dates. Um, and then I tipped in things. I make, I don't, here's one thing that I don't really like doing, but I do like having sometimes is tip ins. I'm not really big on tipping in things. First of all, it's going to make this grow, which is great, right? Because we all like to see the chunk of a Stalogy. But the thing is, if you're tipping stuff in, and especially if you're tipping in with scotch tape like me, um, then you get this weird, depending on what kind of paper you have, what kind of cardstock or decorative paper you have. This is pretty hefty compared to the Stalogy paper. This can be very annoying when you go to like use the next page or something. That can be annoying. And also too, I just really don't like cutting this down just to put in here. I like skipping a page and maybe leaving one side of a page blank and using washi stickers to decorate over tipping stuff in. This makes more sense than tipping stuff into me. And then here's next week. So next week is set up the same as all the other weeklies, and then it goes straight into dailies. I've even considered doing a day on 2 pages, like maybe journal 1 page and then do my daily stuff on another. But I don't know, and I don't want to commit to that and waste pages. So that is my planning system. I've already gone through these pockets and told you guys what I keep in this stuff. I am looking to probably get another Moleskine, not Moleskine, gosh, my words. I'm looking to get another Moterm cover. I really like the Versa cover without the ring mechanism, and I got a glimpse at the new Moterm covers. So if I want to say I'll wait until Black Friday to see if any of those go on sale, but if so, then I will most likely be trying to get one, or I will try to get some sort of a leather A6 cover with tons of pockets that I can use. But yeah, guys, that is my Moterm or Stalogy and Moleskine flip. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. It is a relatively long video, so I understand if you guys don't watch till the end. But if you did, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.